Okay, so a bit of history about this build, and about all these other builds here. Some of you guys might actually remember some of these, but I'm going to explain this real quick. These builds were all built pretty much before I started doing YouTube, so before 2021. So these builds are at least 6 years old, I think, about 6 years old. But we're not here to talk about any of these builds. We're here to talk about this one, okay? Do you guys remember this? I've shown you guys this build many times, and you guys seem to really like this one. And I kind of get why. But I did a lot of work. I did a rework to this one. And I thought to myself, let's showcase the build before we show you the new and improved one. Or at least I think it's improved. Remember, this build was built back when I was about 20 years old. And now I'm 26. Jeez, time flies, doesn't it? But remember these? These were like tower defense things on the towers, which I thought looked cool at the time. But then as I grew up, I kind of just thought it was kind of lame. Um, some of the aspects from this build still keeps is still kept. Like for example, the staircase is still the same and whatnot. Like there's a whole lot of fire around, a whole lot of lava. You can easily tell that this build was easily inspired by the Nether. Anyway, I don't really want to share too much about this, so I'm just gonna revisit this one and just show you guys what I have spent over this time. Okay, so if you guys remember, this was the throne room, and there was a giant room of portals here and a giant room of portals over here. Very nice, very easy. And you, the floor is made up of diamonds. I'll be honest. When I reworked this and I looked at it again, I did not like it, and I still don't like it, to be honest. Now, if you guys don't remember, this place had absolutely nothing in here. Okay, I couldn't really think of anything at the given time, but I think I remember the idea was gonna be originally a storage place. This was gonna originally be a storage area, and then I was gonna remove the pillars and just turn this into a giant store area. But thankfully, I didn't have it. Thankfully, I didn't do that, and I thought of something else. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you the build before I show you the improved one. So, alright guys, let's get straight to that one now. The upgrade on the Nether Castle. I think I did a pretty good job. But I did notice when I was building this thing, there was a few mistakes when I made this build about 6 years ago. Okay, first of all, I'm going to go over the mistakes. These towers here, these middle ones, they're not symmetrical at all. Those two are, but these two in the front here, they're not symmetrical at all. So I tried to make this as best as I could, but it wasn't perfect at all. It was not good, but I managed to try and make do with what I had, but I think I did an alright job. Anyway, these towers I've made a little bit of an upgrade because I realized something with these towers, and I'm kind of learning to grow onto this a bit more. I don't really like having towers that look like just a plain boring roof. I like to put more detail into the roofs as well. And I've kind of grown to that, to be honest. So I'll be honest, the towers weren't the first concept in mind that I had come up with this. There was actually two. And the chains was where it all started. I wanted to start by learning how to build chains into Minecraft. For a first attempt, I didn't think this was terrible at all, but I think I need more work on it. And the other thing was, I wanted to learn how to build a hand. Like a proper hand. It wasn't actually that difficult when I thought about it, but it's going to be really hard when I have to build a bigger one. I might do a video, but one thing I've always learned about videos, I mean about my building style, I don't like using videos at all. I like to try and build them all legitimately, or try to at the very least. Whatever, whatever, man. Um, I also tried to build a skull, but it turned out looking like a marshmallow. But I think it looks alright for a marshmallow looking head. Um, but but the details don't stop there. Remember remember the self-defense thing? Well, it got removed and it got replaced with a bunch of windows, which I think looks a lot better, to be honest. The back also has a lot more windows as well. The sides and everywhere, pretty much all over the build has a lot of windows. Nothing's really changed over this side here. It's just the roofs, and honestly, the roofs look. It makes the roofs look way more nicer, I think. Anyway, back into here, the throne room has not changed much, but we've also got a more of a dining area here now instead of just having an empty space, just like my head. I also changed this from diamonds to red nether brick. I just think it fits the theme a little bit better. But that's not where it all ends. There's still, what the heck? Why am I saying this? I'm a girl. I guess it makes sense. I'm a girl in GTA 5 as well, but still. Anyway, the point being, the whole thing doesn't stop there. I also built a prison in the bottom of the basement. Like I said originally, this was going to be a storage area, but I decided against it and built a prison. And to be honest, I'm so glad I did, because the prison took a lot less time, but that's not where it ends. There's still one more thing I gotta showcase in this video today, and I'm gonna show it now. Now, considering this is a very old world, I'm not expecting the builds to render in properly. But in these towers here, I've put more detail into it. So let's go into this, and I'll show you this. I've made every room have floors, and I've also relocated all of the ladders, that go all the way up there, up to the top. And yeah, that's basically all the changes I made. I think the new and improved is better than the original, because I've put more detail. I'll be honest, back when I was doing this build, back in the past, when I did the build that was not as detailed as this, I didn't put much detail into all the builds. Like, for example, I never put interiors. I never did interiors into builds unless I really wanted to. Okay? Unless the whole thing was detailed. Like, I could give you another example. For some reason, I built this, and I think I built this live. If you could see through the... Okay, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna break the door. None of these have details. Like, none of these rooms have details at all. Let me just put the door back, because you can't have an empty door there. Okay. But yeah, not all my builds have interiors. This one doesn't clearly. Neither does this one. I never put detail into this one. The only thing I did was put a staircase. And to be honest, the staircase doesn't even look that good too, because it could have probably been better. I might even make a rework on this one if you want me to try and build something on here. This one's a bit different. This one also has no interior. I have no interiors into any of my builds. I didn't put any detail until I did it with that castle, which is way better. This one doesn't really have many interiors. It pretty much been copied and pasted with the interiors, but wasn't that great, to be honest. But I did rework this build actually, and I did. Unfortunately, it got deleted, but the build was way better. Every room, every floor had a theme. One of them was like a gardening room. One of them was a fighting room. One of them was I think, yeah, one of them was a gardening room. Yeah, one of them was a disco room. One of them was a nightclub. One of them was a bowling alley. Literally all you could think of, it was in that build. That was like a recreate of this one, but it was way bigger. It was like double the size of this thing. But yeah, well, I guess what I'm trying to say is I didn't put much detail into many of my builds. Even this one, you could potentially say this one didn't have any detail anyway. Like I put this up at the top there, and that's about it. I mean, you could say that I went into the other room and did something in there. I think I put another like room, like another dining room or whatever. I can't remember. I can't remember what I put there, but yeah. I can say this, when I did this, the arena, this is basic, that arena right over there is basically an upgraded version of that one, because that had no detail. And this world has. I actually ended up deleting the bigger castle, but in case you guys don't remember, I had a castle around here that it had big plans. I had big plans for it, and I was gonna build a massive skull onto the thing, and it was basically gonna be what this wing is. But I realized I built this before the Crazy Cliffs update came out, and I couldn't exactly build it to the very height limit that I wanted it to, so it had to kind of get cut off at one point. But yeah, once you start putting more detail into it, this thing looks so much nicer. I'm not gonna lie, I cannot regret this. But let me know down in the comments though, which one do you like? Do you like this one or do you like the old one? I personally like this one. I might even rework another build. Like, let me know if you guys would like me to try and rework this one because I don't like the fact that it looks like it says meet your room.